all about remembering. Which leads us to today's gospel lesson. Jesus, on what was to be his final journey to Jerusalem, encountered 10 lepers who begged him, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." Why were they in such great need of his mercy? The word leprosy used here applies not only to the disease we know today as Hansen's disease, but to any other of a number of infectious skin conditions. The Old Testament law was clear on any of these conditions. Upon discovering an infection on one's skin, one was to present himself to the priest, who examined the infection and placed the patient under quarantine for 7 days. If further inspection revealed that the condition was not healing, the consequences were dire. The afflicted one had to wear torn clothing, leave his hair unkempt, and cover part of his face. He had to call out "unclean" whenever anyone approached. Worst of all, he had to live alone, outside the camp, isolated from human contact. Ritually unclean, he was denied the fellowship and comfort of the community and its spiritual life. Should the infection appear to have cleared up, he must once again present himself to the priest for examination. And if he were to be found clean, he was to offer sacrifices and observe very specific rituals in order to be restored to the community. These 10 lepers calling out from the side of the road must have seemed a motley crew, with their rags and wild hair, their faces hidden. Adversity had brought them together, regardless of what their past lives had been. Perhaps one had been a merchant, another a shepherd, another a potter. We do know that one of them was a Samaritan. The harsh life of a leper had brought together people who ordinarily would have had nothing to do with one another. The heart of Jesus was moved by their desperation. Without hesitation, without conditions, he directed them to go and show themselves to the priest. And as they started off in faith, they were made clean. How did they know they were healed? Did one of them feel a sense of wellness and wholeness? Did the afflicted part of another's body tingle with warmth? Did one look at his hands and see new flesh? The images of their loved ones' faces, the neighbors in their villages they'd left behind, the lives that they had once lived, filled them with excitement, and full of hope, all of them rushed off to show themselves to the priests and to regain their place in society. All of them rushed off, but one of them stopped. Why this one, this Samaritan? Why only this one? Scripture gives us no clue. But he stopped, turned around, and went back to Jesus, falling at his feet in humble gratitude. The others had gone off praising God, but only one came back to thank the one who had healed him. Jesus noted, perhaps a bit sadly, a bit ironically, that only this one Samaritan, one out of the 10 who were healed, had taken the time to express his thanks. And because of that, this one was doubly blessed to hear from Jesus. Get up, go your way. Your faith has made you well. Your faith has saved you. The reminder to give thanks runs all through the Psalms and all through Scripture. We are to remember and be thankful for all the blessings, great and small, that God has given us. It's probably easier to remember and thank God for the high points, the big moments in our lives. The hand of God delivering us from imminent danger, a near accident, the threat of fire and flood. The touch of God that heals and restores our bodies or our relationships.